Game activation is live. Okay, we're set.
Cookie, no, we didn't install a urinal in the studio, so we're going to send someone in to clean that up.
And not my problem. Intern, I need some help with my zipper.
Hello, I'm Philly and Cassidy. Are you like me or hundreds of others across the country that suffer from a debilitating fear of microphones? You don't have to go it alone. Come to the basement of St. Olaf's Church this Thursday at 5:30 for a support group unlike any other. Microphone-phobics united, stand together! Because facing your fears is a must! Must! Which stands for Microphone-phobics united, stand together! Get me out of here!
And now, relax into downward dog.
Ooh.
What's wrong, Susan? Is this yoga class too hard?
No, I had a burrito for lunch and I'm feeling gassy.
Honey, this is Sweet Relief Yoga Studio. We don't hold anything back.
Now, swing your foot into Warrior 2.
Whoa, did she just?
Uh-huh.
And that's okay?
Does that answer your question?
Hi, I'm Carol Cutter, and here at Sweet Relief Yoga Studio, we believe letting go leads to true health. Hold on, I'm gagging. True health. True health is what I was going to say.
Okay, everybody, if you're not sure what to do right now, maybe just fiddle with some knobs, try to look busy.
My name is Jaden Funk, and I want to teach you slam poetry. But talk is cheap, right? Cheap like a toy made in China by kids in sweatshops working 9 to 5 like Dolly Parton. The interruption. But North Korea just dropped a nuclear bomb on us, just like I dropped a bomb. Mom and Dad, I'm not running the family business. Mom and Dad, I want to be a slam poet artist. To be happy like a megastore smiley face, you have to wear a matching vest just like everybody else. Ding dong, ding dong. Welcome to heaven. The most powerful words to any true-blooded American. So talk isn't cheap, but my class is. $50 for the 8-week session at the Rosewood Adult Learning Center. Hope to see you there.
Hi, my name's Terry, and if you're gonna die, come on down to Cemetery's Mortuary. Why? Hit it, guys.
Where do you go when someone needs to be buried? Cemetery. Single plots or doubles if you were married. Cemetery. We'll bury you deep and we'll pack the dirt firm. Our caskets are airtight to keep out the worms. We'll water your grass, treat your headstone with care, and that's about it, 'cause you ain't going nowhere. Cemetery's mortuary. Our shovels are standing by.
Cookie, we looked it up, and implausible with an L is not a word.
That's implausible. Look it up a Glenn.
If we could get all the dancers to set, all of the dancers. Thank you.
I hope those cupcakes were fair game. They were delicious, the ones sitting in the big room. Did you eat them all? I just had a couple. How many? I don't know if I was counting. 6. Okay, those are for Carol's birthday party later on.
I am Cookie, and that's my carbon monoxide detector, but don't worry, I don't smell anything. It's a false alarm. It's funny, if I squint my eyes, it looks like I'm watching a presidential debate. Handle those screws carefully. You can force another player to answer immediately by hitting your screw button. If they miss it, you win extra bonus dollars. And today's wrong answer of the game is being brought to you by...
Hats for rats. What? They're good enough for medical testing, but not good enough for a hat? Let them have a hat, for God's sake. It's all they've got.
If you happen to find our sponsor's wrong answer of the game, you'll be rewarded with big prizes and cash. All right, let's get this party started.
Get ready, time for question 1.
First question. I specialize in ailments of the man-bear pig. If an ENT doctor were to inspect the children from the cartoon South Park, what would she probably notice about them? They're missing their N's and their T's, they're missing their E's, their N's, and their T's, they're just missing their N's, or they're missing their E's and their N's. Player 2, players 1 and 2. Interesting choice. Oh, honestly. An ENT doctor specializes in ear, nose, and throat. The South Park kids have throats, but no visible ears or noses. But considering the horrible things that come out of their throats alone, perhaps it's for the best.
Oh, Mama, gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. Say it so.
How about microwave Eggman on high for 7 minutes, and it's a trippy dis or dat. Player 1. You seem to be behind a bit. This dis or dat is all yours. I'm gonna read off 7 items, and for each one I want you to tell me if it's something mentioned in the lyrics of the Beatles song I Am the Walrus, or an ingredient in Stouffer's meatloaf and gravy frozen dinner. If it's in I Am the Walrus, press the square button. If it's in Stouffer's meatloaf and gravy frozen dinner, press the circle button. Player 2. Choose your answer before player 1, and if player 1 gets it wrong and you get it right, that cash is yours. All right, let's get started. Cornstarch. Cornflake. Yellow matter custard. Pork. Beef powder. Molasses. Penguin. That performance wasn't cooked all the way through. And if there's one thing that can last longer than frozen meatloaf, apparently it's Ringo Starr.
Dance with me, Disco 3.
I call this one, Yo-Yo Ma is so sick of your bitching. So, you know how people are always saying, oh, look, I'm playing the world's smallest violin when I try to tell them my very serious problems? That really ticks me off. If I wanted to tell somebody who's whining about their problems, oh, look, I'm participating in the world's smallest string quartet, how many tiny violins would I need to pretend to play? 1 tiny violin, 2 tiny violins, 3 tiny violins, or 4 tiny violins? Player 2? Nobody picks that one. Player 1. Very good. There are 4 people in a violin quartet. Unfortunately, I didn't ask about a violin quartet, I asked about a string quartet. So you might know what a quartet means, but you don't know anything about culture. You can count, but can you feel? Here's where the money is. A string quartet typically consists of 2 violin players plus a violist and a cellist. And not one of them gives a shit about your problems. It's time for From Space, Earth Looks So Apple-teeny. What would you see on the science show Cosmos if it were really about drinking Cosmos? Neil deGrasse Tyson buzzing from vodka? Neil deGrasse Tyson drunk on gin? Neil deGrasse Tyson sloppy from whiskey? Or Neil deGrasse Tyson plastered from tequila? Player 210's running out. Players 1 and 2. Cosmopolitans are made from vodka, triple sec, and a few other ingredients. And while the show would be entertaining, it would probably just get people arguing about whether Cosmos were perfected over time, or if they came from a giant mixologist in the sky. 5 fingers! May I introduce Skyfall Out Boy? So, I finally got around to seeing Skyfall, and...
Oh, yoo-hoo! Cookie Masterson! It's me!
Oh, great, it's Billy again.
It's not Dilly, it's Dutty!
Oh, great, it's Betty again.
One's made of skin, one's made of wood, so who's the dummy?
Not me! I've decided to become a famous movie actress.
Again, this wig is not convincing at all, Billy.
So I'm going to audition to be a Bond girl.
Whoa, careful, Betty. It's usually not safe to be a Bond girl. Have you seen a James Bond movie?
I've seen pretty much all of them. Which James Bond girl gets killed before the end of the movie? Pussy galore, Plenty O'Toole, Nary Goodnight, or...
The screw is in you, player 2. 5 seconds to make a choice. Uh-oh, that's not good. Player 1, your screw worked out. Grab a few more bucks, why don't you? Player 1. Allow me.
Tussie galore, Nary Goodnight, and Octotussie make it to the end of the movie, but Plenty O'Toole drowns in a swimming pool in Diamonds Are Forever. So I'll just be a surviving Bond girl like Tussie galore or Octotussie.
Please, just stop saying Tussie.
I'm not saying Tussie, I'm saying Tussie.
This is making me uncomfortable.
Oh, don't be such a Tussie.
We've finished round 1. Remember, I'm doubling the value of each question in round 2. And remember, our wrong answer to the game is still out there waiting to be picked. It's time. Say hello to Witty Twister. So, I've been watching the HBO series Girls, and wow, every episode has its star Lena Dunham taking off her shirt. They must save a lot of money on wardrobe for that show. If Lena Dunham only starred in shows that featured nudity, which musical could she be in? Pippin, Man of La Mancha, Miss Saigon, or Hair? Player 1, you've been screwed. You got 5 seconds to pick an answer. The musical Hair, which is set in the late 1960s to early 70s, sports a famous nude scene, so Lena would feel comfortable doing this show. I once saw a production of Steel Magnolias that featured full-front nudity, until I realized it was a strip club filled with older women. Hate to break the news to you, player 2.
Question 7. Get up and shake your monkey bang.
Why not try? We're too po for this house. What kind of homeowner's insurance would be most important to whoever owns the House of Usher from Edgar Allan Poe's story? Giant monster rodent infestation coverage? House randomly crumbling to pieces coverage? Meteor destroying neighborhood coverage? Or devil revealing houses in hell dimension coverage? Player 2, watch that clock. Player 2, sorry, no takebacks. Player 1, how do you say, no? Ready for this? At the end of Poe's The Fall of the House of Usher, the house splits in half and then crumbles to the ground for no worldly reason. The point is, if you ever find yourself in the middle of an Edgar Allan Poe story, just make sure you get full coverage on every possible thing.
Follow me down to the sea.
And now, Honey Crunches of Oats.
Cookie fortune, sweat. Cookie fortune, cookie necessary.
And now, for your entertainment, I will do an impression of a man eating a fortune cookie, using nothing but my hands and this fortune cookie. Pretty uncanny impression, huh? Okay, let's see. There's no such thing as a sure thing. Okay, but if I were betting on the ponies, which of these would be the closest thing to a sure thing? Betting on Mr. Steroids, 1-to-1 odds. Betting on Future Glue, 2-to-5 odds. Betting on the main vein, 7-to-5 odds. Or betting on Please Don't Shoot Me in the Head, 20-to-1 odds. Player 2, clock's a ticking. Player 1. Could be worse, in theory. Player 2. Yeah, this is just slightly more than the odds of me giving you any money for this. Want to see the right answer? Of the horses listed here, Future Glue with 2-to-5 odds would be the favorite to win, and so, in theory, the closest thing to a sure thing. And that's good enough for me. Hey, Steve the sound guy, put a tin hayseed on Future Glue to jump the gusset.
I don't think those are real things you just said, Mr. Masterson.
Don't give me the quick and the shift, Steve. Just do it.
Whatever you say, Mr. Masterson.
Oh, some people these days, they couldn't tell a hound's whistle from a saw hair to save their grandmother's biscuits. Here we have How to Eat a Ginger. Say Disney decides to do a big screen adaptation of the folktale The Gingerbread Man. Which existing Disney character could they pull out of retirement to play the animal that finally eats the gingerbread man? Mufasa, Robin Hood, Baloo, or Sven? Players 1 and 2? Congratulations, not. One right answer coming up. In the Disney adaptation of Robin Hood is a fox, just like the character that eventually tricks and eats the gingerbread man in the classic story, so he could conceivably play the part. I think it's finally time a Disney movie ended with the main character being eaten alive. I thought that's how The Little Mermaid was gonna end. Here's one I like to call That Question of the Month. If Tampax were a company that was always in the red, what would be true? Tampax is profitable, Tampax just breaks even, Tampax is losing money, or Tampax isn't a company yet. Players 1 and 2? When a company is in the red, it means they're losing money. But I gotta say, it does sound better than Tampax being in the black. Step right up to the Jack Attack. When you see two clues that match, press the X button. 2,000 if you're right. But if you're wrong, you lose 2,000. And one more thing.
Remember the clue.
It's gotta be a match that fits this clue. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Lions, lions, and more lions. Oh my. has nothing to do with your performance. It's just because I'm required to have someone win, even if they don't break zero. It's also required that I say,
You don't know!